If you have a 3D printer and at least know somebody that likes Halloween, then these models are a must print for you. These are all Halloween themed models from the designer Fulv, and you've probably recognized a few of them here that are a little bit older, but to my very left here is his newest version that just came out this September, and that is the Dracula's Castle. So all of these are really cool. They make great Halloween decorations. So if you have a 3D printer, or I would recommend more than one for sure, these things are definitely a must print, and they are a lot of fun. As you can see, and you'll see in some close-ups, that there is a lot of attention to detail in these, and it's just really fun seeing these come from a roll of filament to what they are now. Now, yes, there's a lot of assembly. You go through a lot of super glue, but the final product, as you can see, are really amazing. If you're not familiar with Fulv and his models, I'll post a link in the description below to where it'll take you to his Cults 3D page, and you can check out everything he has, including these models here for Halloween. Now, when you actually purchase these models, you can download the project files, but you also get PDF files that include a materials list and then all the instructions for assembly. And the most recent ones do include an interactive model for assembly, which is super easy and nice, to where it makes assembling these things really easy and smooth. Again, you're going to need a lot of super glue, but it is really fun. And then he also provides some links to the lighting that he uses, but I just found some LED strip lights on Amazon. And then there's some different ones that you can use for like this moon here and like this O light here on this model. But you can actually do whatever you want to do. But the cool thing about the lights on all these models is if you get the RGB lights, you can change all the colors. You can see here the Dracula's Castle, I just turned to green. So you can really make these however you want to. Now, again, you don't have to print them out in the colors that he has, but as somebody like me that's super indecisive, I kind of like his color scheme he had going on, so I just use his, and he has everything listed. All of this is made primarily with Polymaker, but you can use any filament you want to. But Polymaker does have a wide range of colors, and everything came out great using their products. So let's take a close-up look at the newest one that just came out, and that is this Dracula's Castle right here. I just put this together today, and I was really excited to show you guys. As you can see, this thing is amazing, and kind of like every one of these models here, the attention to detail on all of these prints is amazing how he was able to do that. Now, this one out of all the other ones has the least amount of build plates and small little parts that you have to print out and even put together, but it does have the biggest pieces that you have to print out, so you will spend a little bit more time printing out this one just because of the size of the actual models, but you'll have less assembly to do compared to some of these other ones. But as you can see, the theme with this one is Dracula's Castle, so you have that nice dark kind of creepy castle scene. You do have Dracula himself that is on the side here. And then all of the stained glass windows look really cool no matter what color light that you choose. Inside the castle that is lighting this up is primarily just one LED strip that is on a tower. And in 3 of the bigger towers that are lit up, I do have some small LED T candles that are lighting that portion up as well. But this is definitely the largest model out of the 3, but it should be because it's Dracula's Castle. The primary colors on this one are a dark gray and then a dark purple, along with army beige, a little bit of galaxy black and gray, and some luminous orange for the lanterns because those do actually glow in the dark. So if you're into castles and Dracula, this is definitely one of those models that you should check out. The only supports on this model were these small little statues just to hold up their wings. Everything else required no supports, which just makes it come out so much easier. The next one moving on down the line here is the Haunted Hill House. Now you can purchase this as a package where you have the hill and then the house itself, or if you just want to print out the house, you can just purchase that model and just have the house and set it on the table as well. But I thought it looked cool with the hill on here, so I just went ahead and printed out both. This is probably one of my favorites because of the moon. The moon that is lit up on the back here just really pops and looks really cool. Now, I have seen a lot of other people post makes of this where they did different colors for the siding and stuff like that. There are a lot of cool versions of this. I just went with what Fulv had, but I've seen some people that did the siding black and some other cool trim, and those looked really cool. So you can really take these and make them your own with the color choices that you want. And this one does come with a couple different options as far as some of the decorations on the front, whether if you want to go with these trees or a couple other options, you can select whichever one you want. I just went with these here because I think they look the coolest. And I did use some luminous orange for the pumpkins so they glow in the dark as well. The next one we have here is the fortune teller. It is a little bit different. Obviously, it's not a house or castle, but if you're into that fortune teller stuff or even like carnivals, that kind of thing, witches, this is a great model for that. You can see the witch here in the front. That is obviously the fortune teller. And then it's got a really cool tent with some lights inside there. And then this wagon actually has a tea candle that is flickering on the inside. And then you also have some LED strip lights lighting up the floor. On the front with the fortune ball, I just went with an O light. This thing's really cool. You can change the colors to this, and it is battery powered. So I really do like the O light. There is another option for lighting that he has, but I went with the O light and really like the way that this came out. But this is a really cool model. Like I said, if you're into fortune tellers or a carnival theme, and probably the smallest and takes up the least amount of room out of all of these. And then finally, we have the first one that I ever printed out earlier this year, and that is the Haunted Manor. This one was a lot of fun. And again, you can color coordinate this however you want to, but I went with what he had. And this one came out really cool. There are some different options as far as if you want to have trees in the front, or there are some fuzzy pumpkin kind of bushes that are there as well. And you can change out some of the luminous colors that are present as well. And again, there are LED lights in the bottom and then going up inside the house as well that are lighting up the windows and the floor. And this one does have a lot of detail, from the fence line all the way to the little gargoyles and even the fountain here. And just everything about this has a lot of really cool detail. So if you just want a really fun project, I highly recommend printing out at least one of these. I really would recommend printing out all of them because they're really cool. But again, they do take up a lot of space. But the way my wife loves Halloween, we have a space on our buffet for some of these. And then she has a Halloween village on our fireplace. And I think the Dracula's castle is kind of going to go in the middle there and just make that look really cool. But again, these do take some time to print out. So it's not something that you can just print out overnight or anything. It is going to take some time. Generally, with most of these, it took 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how many printers you have, just because there are a lot of different pieces that you have to print out, and a lot of build plates. Again, the fastest one with the least amount of build plates is going to be the Dracula's Castle, and has the least amount of colors. But I did really enjoy putting these together. I'm kind of sad that I'm done with them because now I don't have anything else to do. I might try some of his other models that I haven't printed yet. We've had quite a few people that have come over to our house, whether family and friends, that really know nothing about 3D printing, and we show them these and they can't believe that these were made with a 3D printer. These things came out really great, and the fact that we can make these with our 3D printers nowadays and won't take, an entire year to make with an Ender 3 V2. These things are awesome, and I highly recommend printing at least one of these. So you definitely need to check out the link below to Fulb's Cult 3D page and pick one of these, if not multiple of these, to print out, because they are a lot of fun and just really cool to display. But if you want to check out some of his other models that aren't Halloween related, check out these videos here where I go over the Summer Castle and the Italian Villa.